now, first things first, let us take a look at Dragon Gate, which was announced alongside both of the Molcharmies as reprints in the upcoming Megatins. So both Purulia and Fuvalos have been announced as reprints for the 2025 Mega Pack. Of course, everyone was assuming that they were going to be in there, but now we have confirmation, so that's good. But the more important news here is that we have another TCG exclusive for the Megatins, which could very well be the last one. I don't think we have official confirmation on that, but in previous years, the Tins had 3 new cards, and this is the 3rd one, right? We've already seen the Imperial Princess, or whatever it's called, the Dark Pyro support thingy for like Ashen. And then we've also seen the spell card that was Mimighoul support. And this is Dragon Gate, which I haven't read yet, so I don't know what it's supposed to support. It is an Earth Zombie XYZ, rank 6, requires 2 level 6s. Once per turn, you can also Xyz summon Dragon Gate by using a rank 3 or lower Xyz monster you control, transfer its materials. Cannot be used as material for an Xyz summon the turn it was Xyz summoned. I think it's very funny they have to put this on every Xyz that can use other Xyz as material to basically balance around Zeus. Because I think that's literally the only reason that's there. Once per turn, you can activate this effect. For the rest of this turn, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Also, detach any number of materials from this card, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack for each card type, monster, spell, or trap detached, and if it does, any monsters your opponent currently controls lose that much attack. Oh. Okay, 2 things. First of all, this is kind of good. Second of all, which TCG exclusive archetype is this meant to support? Like which, like with the spell card and the princess, it was very obvious what decks they were meant for. But what is this? What is this supposed to go in? Maybe Odeon, since one of the Apophis is level 6. Right, and you would be detaching. You'd have a way to put a trap card under it, so you can potentially get more mileage. Like if you manage to, because if you do manage to overlay a monster and a trap for this, you can detach 2 different monster type card types, and then it would gain 2,000 attack, and everything on your opponent's side loses 2,000 attack. Realistically, like honestly, maybe it's meant to be Odeon support, but honestly, I feel like this this just ends up being a more generically good card than the other 2, I feel like. Because, I mean, realistically, this supports every deck that makes rank 1, 2, 3, or 6, right? It's meant to be Materiactor support. Right, Materiactor, because Materiactor has that gimmick where they can attach other cards to the monsters. They could get more mileage out of this card. I will say one thing. I feel like this is already a decent extra deck option, even if you have no way to attach a spell or a trap to it. Because I think as a going second option in your extra deck, a monster that's gonna have 2100 attack can attack everything and reduces every opponent's monster by 1,000 attack is pretty good, because this basically kills everything in attack mode that has 3,000 or less, right? Like straight up, your board is gone. If all of your board has 3,000 or less attack and your opponent summons this, they're gonna shrink everything by 1,000 on your side. This one is gonna go up to 2,100, and it can attack over everything, right? Which is honestly not bad in terms of like board clear going second. It's kind of like the way I think about this card in terms of quality is like, this is obviously not a broken card. It is obviously not a super broken card, but it is a pretty good option for going second if your deck can make it, and if your deck has extra deck space. So in that regard, I feel like it's a little bit like Typhon, right? Where there's been this ongoing debate about Typhon on whether it's actually a good card or not, because so many games where Typhon is summoned, you still lose. I could see a world where it's the same with Dragon Gate. I feel like sometimes you would make Dragon Gate because your opponent has a big board, and it's not going to be enough because they like stop it or something else. But like, it's a very good board clear option, I think. Like, I think depending on the deck you're playing, this could be very, very good. And it's an extra deck card, right? So it's just a matter of, can your deck summon it, and can your deck afford the extra deck space for it? Because if it can, like, if the answer to both of those questions is yes, then this is going to be a solid option, I think. Using a rank 3 or lower is a bit of an investment, though. I mean, first of all, that obviously depends on your deck, but I do think that part is actually kind of neat, because you get the initial push of your rank 1, 2, or 3 in your deck, right? Like, you can summon, let's say, a rank 3 monster, use its effect, and then let's say your opponent imperms it. The ability to rank up onto that rank 3 and give it basically a second push is pretty neat, right? Like, you make, I don't know, Goblin Biker Big Kabonga, right? And your opponent goes, I'll negate that with something, right? And you're like, okay, well, my Goblin Biker Big Kabonga has now forced out the imperm. Let me make Dragon Gate on top of it and force another interaction or clear the board. I think that is a high value option to have. And that's the reason why I think it's good, is because it's in your extra deck. It's not going to take up, like, it's not a brick, it's not a card you have to draw. It's just an additional option that when you're going second in any rank 1, 2, 3, or even 6 a deck, you just have that option on top of it now, right? So I think that's good. It's generic, so it's paleo support. It also is paleo support. Yeah, if you like, let's say your opponent has a big board because you didn't like clear it, you just Baboku to survive a turn, and then you make like a Opabinia, and then you search, and then you make this on top, and then you can detach monster and trap, and then you attack everything. It is paleo support. It is also paleo support. I don't know if paleo is the deck that benefits the most from it, but I just think this is a good card, period. I think it's a good card. I like this one. It goes in the same, I think it goes into the same category of card that Typhon is in, where just like a good generic extra deck option for going second that is going to make some games more winnable when you're going second. It's not going to win every game when you go second. It's not going to be completely insane most of the time, but sometimes when your opponent doesn't play around it, or when it catches them off guard, you might just clear an entire board. Does the restriction really hurt it that bad? I'm gonna be honest with you. I am glad that this restriction is on here, because genuinely I think this card is good enough the way it is. I think if you could also slap a Typhon on it after, maybe it would even be a little bit too powerful. Even though I think like making a going second option too powerful wouldn't be that big of a deal. But like, I genuinely don't think like you don't need to slap a Typhon on top of this for it to be a valuable card. It doesn't really matter because of Downerd, I assume. I mean, yeah, if you want to turn your rank 2 or 3 into a Zeus, there's other options you can do to make it a 4 material Zeus. I think what they don't want is for you to be able to make this attack everything and then still have like a maybe 3 or 4 material Zeus afterwards. Because at that point you would be clearing the board and still make it really hard for your opponent to come back later because you have more Zeus. I think if this card can successfully clear the entire board and then still serve as link material in main phase 2, I think that's still more than enough. Doesn't it detach all? It doesn't detach all, no. So the way I think it's gonna play out is probably you're gonna make a rank 1, 2, or 3, which is gonna have 2 materials. You're gonna detach one of those, which is gonna bring it down to 1 material. Then you make Dragon Gate, which would make it which will have the Dragon Gate have 2 materials, right? And so like if you can detach any number of materials from this card, right? So like you don't have to detach all of them. You can detach just 1. But yeah, no, good card. I mean, what do you think? Like, do you think it's? I think it's good. I think it's a decent option. I can't think of many meta decks at the moment that can use it. I think I mean, Draco Tail doesn't. Vanquish Soul K9 doesn't. Yummy maybe could if they really wanted to, but I don't know if Yummy ever wants to do like a rank 1 into a Dragon Gate. But I think it's neat. I like it.